Hey everybody, this is going to be a really quick, some semi-quick little tutorial here. So basically, I almost forgot something. 1 second. All right, so a little different scenery. I've got a drawing here that we did on the tracing paper. So basically, my eye's tearing up. I don't know why. So the tracing paper, we do that because it's a lot easier to draw and to mess around with the tracing paper than it is to do it on canvas or your actual painting surface. So when I'm going to paint something that is more do it in a lifelike way. Got my sound on, right? Yep. Then I want to take the time to do it like this. So here's my drawing, right? So, and here's my canvas. So I've got a nice big canvas. Well, it's not a big canvas. This is 16 by, how big is this? All right, 16 by 12 by 16. So we're going to paint it portrait style. And I've got my drawing, and it's going to sit on top of there like so. And also what I've got here is I've got another sheet of tracing paper that I've taken this pencil is 6B, right? So I've taken a darkish pencil, and I've colored all over it with the 6B pencil. So there's graphite all over it. Now you can buy graphite paper or transfer paper that's like evenly covered and all that, but this is super easy, super cheap, and why not? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your transfer paper. Let me get so here's my two drawings, my drawing and my transfer paper. And because this has got some thickness to it, I want to have something behind it. So what I've got is, I've got these things here. These are called bench cookies. I use these on my workbench. So they just kind of hold things nicely in place. And I've got a board, right? So if I take my my canvas, it almost perfectly fits. It's a little bit tall, but I've got something behind it, and I can move this around a little bit if I need to, right? So that's going to be there. I'm going to move that to the side for a second. Let me get this set up first. Then I'm going to take my transfer paper, and now let me just make sure that this covers the area that I want, and it does, right? So I want to make sure, since my transfer paper isn't the size of this, I think if I put this generally in the center of the canvas, right? And I'm just kind of measuring for a second, eyeballing, if you will. And all right, so if I put that in the center, excuse me, and I put my drawing on top of that in the center, it will cover everything that I want to draw in. That's the main goal here. Keep having to clear my throat. I just had lunch. I don't know if any of you have that kind of feeling sometimes when you have lunch and then you feel like you got to clear your throat all the time. All right, I turned it over so that the graphite side is facing the canvas, right? Let me just get that colored area centered one more time. Let me just check it because I didn't have to send it over at first. And I want this to be around there, so yeah, so that's fine right there. So I'm going to tape this down to my canvas first. As always, if you're here, you're watching, I love it when people say hi. It's nice to have a couple of friends say hey. I had a couple of nice people this morning, and I was able to get online twice today, so that's awesome. Even though I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this right now, because it doesn't take a lot of time. So I will start painting this on Monday. So let's get it prepped first. Now that that's there, now I'm going to spend a second, and I might want a ruler. I wish I had a ruler right here, and I don't. Give me 1 second. All right, so I've got a horizontal line here on my drawing that I want to make sure remains horizontal. So while I put this, kind of center that up where I want it, and I think that's probably close to good there. I'm going to put a small piece of tape up at the top. Not going to stick it down, and I'm going to put another small piece of tape down here, maybe. And again, I'm not going to stick it down. I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to hey, how you doing? Nice to see you again. And I'm just going to make sure that that line, the background line here is even across. So that's about 4 inches. Let me pull it down just a little bit so it actually is 4 inches. And let me make sure it's 4 inches on this side. That's actually pretty good. It's 4 inches on that side. And 4 inches. Try it again. So once you draw this, you don't want to have to change it. All right, so we'll tape that down here, tape that down up here, check it one more time. 4 inches. 4 inches, good. So we are good. Now I'm going to tape it down a little bit more securely. Get a piece of tape out of here. Alright. So make sure all my corners are down. This is just painter's tape, masking tape, whatever you got in the house. As long as it doesn't have a lot of gum that's going to stick to the canvas, that's really the important thing. You don't want to have a bunch of glue that's sticking the way that you don't want to. Alright, so now we've got a transfer paper on the bottom, with the graphite side facing the canvas, and our drawing on top. And then we're going to take our bench cookies, I call these. They actually say bench cookie on the side. I love bench cookies. They are awesome. They kind of keep things where they're supposed to be. And again, the surface is just to give me something hard, because the canvas is not hard, right? So I'll start at the top. Let's see, I can go a little further up. So it goes almost all the way down. That's really it. All you got to do now is trace. You've got your drawing the way that you want it, and you just carefully, with a sharp with a sharp pencil. A harder pencil is probably a good idea. Drawing evenly on canvas can be challenging because canvas has a lot of bumps. So if you draw it first like this, it can be a little more easy. The one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you get all your lines. So, drawing a little bit darker than my original drawing is helpful. And anytime you've got something to transfer from one surface to another, so you could take a piece of tracing paper and say you've got a photograph of someone that you want to either draw or paint. Trace it with the tracing paper and then transfer it to your paper or canvas. You can transfer, you don't have to transfer to canvas, transfer to whatever you want. The hard part about this, it's been a long time since I've done this, you don't know if it worked until you take it all off. So hopefully it's working. But it should. I don't see why it wouldn't. Piece of tape is catching me. I'm going to take this one off. I don't need it. All right. You want to be careful not to rub with your hand too much, because you will transfer any rubbing that you do. There might be a little bit of that with just the pressure of my hand, but it won't be as much as what I'm doing with the pencil. So instead of rubbing your hand around, pick up your hand and move it. Checking all the marks that I've made, that I didn't miss anything. In my horizontal line. I don't have to draw that whole thing because I run out of transfer paper on the edge. As long as I've got it there and here, I can finish it. And I don't feel like this is cheating when it comes to drawing something, because I've already put in the work to draw it, right? So the only time it's cheating is when you're you're drawing, when you're tracing an actual photograph or something like that. But cheating is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's just how you get the job done. Trying to see some of my lines here. So I did those ovals that are in the back there. Now I'm going to start doing the edge of the glass and then go around the front. Move this up a little bit since I'm down at the bottom now. Move that all the way down. The refrigerator behind me is a noisy one. It likes to make lots of noise. So I see we have a bunch of people online right now. Thanks for joining. I'll explain what I'm doing here. So I've got this drawing that's on a piece of tracing paper. And I drew that drawing from a life study that I have in my other room here in my studio. And so that life study is still set up. And now I'm transferring that drawing onto this canvas underneath here. So in between my drawing, and I'll show you one more time once I'm done with this. I'm almost done. In between my drawing and the canvas is a piece of homemade transfer paper. And when I say transfer paper, it's just a piece of tracing paper that I've colored almost the entire thing with pencil. Enough to get the majority of my drawing onto the canvas with. So by retracing my marks here, my pencil marks, I can transfer my drawing, my original drawing, onto the canvas. It's a lot easier to draw and correct mistakes on a piece of paper than it is to do on a canvas. Also, as I said earlier, you can use this for quite a number of applications. So I think that is, oh, I've got a little bit more here. Alright, I think that is it. I'm just double checking, making sure I've got all the lines that I drew originally, or the majority of them. Alright, and I think we're done. Let's check it out and see how we look. So carefully get each piece of paper up one at a time. You still don't want to press down on that transfer paper, or you can create additional marks. So you're not seeing anything yet, because I still have to take the transfer paper off. Come on, separate. There we go. Here's my drawing. And let's take the transfer paper off. Don't need the bench cookies anymore. I'm excited. The big reveal time. Yeah, I know, right? All right, are you ready? All right. Hard to see. Hard to see. I'm going to bring it over to you because you probably can't see it. But I hope. Let me bring my. Hope if I bring it closer, you can see. I hope. Let me turn it this way a little bit. Get some light on it. It's hard to see. Anyways, I think you can see a little bit. Hope I'm not shouting in your ear. So, actually, what I'm going to do now, the reveal is there, but hard to see. So I'm going to go over it one more time. Actually, not with this pencil. Here's my other pencil that I had. I lost it. There was another pencil here. I swear there was. There it is. So obviously, the darker the softer your pencil is, the darker you can get your transfer paper, the better the result's going to be. But this is good. I can see everything. Yeah, I can see everything for the most part. But I want to be real careful. We'll see how it looks in a minute. I'll put this here in front of me so I can double check anything that I missed. Not as dark as I'd like it to be. Usually, I've done this on when I paint on wood, And I really enjoy painting on wood over, well, I shouldn't say over. It's a different experience than painting on canvas. I can't say one is better than the other. I love a white canvas. Oh good, I'm glad you could see it. All right. See if I can get these lights a little bit brighter. Nope, they're all the way up. That's okay. So I may not have pressed as hard as I should have or could have. That's all right. I can see it enough to get done what I need to get done. It's funny, there's a line here that didn't show up at all. All right, not bad. Some of these lines are really hard to see. It's okay. It's okay. Where's my ruler? So I can see some of these edges here. And having a ruler might take a little bit of the guesswork out of it. Go. All right, these things I should have pressed much harder. I can see them, but not great. As long as I get the majority of it in, I can make it work. these two over here are almost invisible. Did I draw those? Yeah, I did. I drew them. I didn't draw them very good. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sneaky. I match up my drawing here, right? So I want to make sure everything that I've drawn is lined up. Nice, that's good down there. All right, I'm going to be sneaky now. Alright, watch how sneaky I am. I don't need these pieces of tape on here anymore. I'm going to take those off. I'm going to reuse my transfer paper. Watch this. I'm going to press a little harder too. All right, get my bench cookies back. Who's the king of the pencil case? I love that joke. I'm going to tell that joke tonight to my family. King of the pencil case. All right, now I'm going to press pretty hard on this because it didn't do what I wanted to. I think I was being gentle because I was nervous about pressing too hard on the canvas. But I think that was a mistake. The lesson, press hard when using transfer paper, right? Jeez. All right, I think I got it. Draw these in there once more. Hopefully I didn't make a double image. That's the only risk with doubling up on your transfer paper, you know, doing it twice. All right, let's see. See if we're safe. Yep. That is the lesson. Draw hard. Now we have a drawing. Identical to our original drawing, or near identical. Identical enough, right? So I think we're good. Oh, there's one little piece that I didn't redraw, and that's okay, because I can see it right here. Just make sure this is good and dark. All right, now we're good. So that's how you transfer from a drawing to a canvas or another surface. Couple of things to remember. Don't do like I did. Use the darkest pencil that you've got. I used a 6B. It did the transfer. I should have probably used a 9B or softer. Make sure your transfer paper is really get a lot of graphite on there. You're gonna end up doing a lot better with it. Also, press hard enough. Maybe you can check your mark before you keep going. See if you're pressing hard enough. Make sure you have a good surface behind it. So those are just some tips. So Monday we'll start painting. We'll do a background, sort of a wash first. So we'll get the whole thing covered in a thin coat wash, and then we'll do layers of oil on top of that. So that's about it. I love your joke. Who is the king of the pencil case? The ruler. Good one. That's all I got for you today. That's it. Short, kind of short. Yeah, short lesson. I hope you had a great day. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Happy drawing, happy painting. Bye.